I find that a lot of people will come to me for answers, and I'm humbled by that. But at the same time too, a lot of the time people don't need answers. A lot of the time they just need to hear their own voice and what their beliefs are personally, and when they sort of put them out there into the world, they get a better concept of understanding that, that's okay to feel that way. Where you are right now, it's a good place to be. So a negative response of any sort shouldn't be taken as, I've quickly had to change it. It's just perhaps telling you to do something a little bit different, but to be okay with that as well. So I think ultimately for me personally, it's allowed me to relax in the fact that I don't need to have an answer for them. I just need to sit in that moment with them, and listen to how they feel, because that in itself is their answer. They just want someone to listen, and I think the biggest person they need to listen is just this themselves. So for me professionally, I think that it's given me a better direction of, I don't think it's out there in what I do yet. And I get excited when I see things like this that are linked in a way that, from an academics point of view is not, but it's open to experience. It's open to the fact that, it's not all to do with biology and physiology. It could have to do a lot more with, psychology, and it could be just a complete blend of both. So to me, I think that this has just probably started a lot of my professional, career, in the way that what I want to do. So when I go into, if it is further studying, which I'm looking at, just to be heard first and foremost, but then to have the actual functional and practical experience behind that of, well, those things are all, bright lights are great, but if you're not listening to the people and you're just trying to tell them all the time, no one's ever really learning, because it's, this person says this and this person says that. So I'd like to be able to basically put a lot more openness into the academic world. So it was really quite good, actually. It fit really well in with my very busy professional life. I do a lot of one-on-one stuff. I've started doing a lot of group stuff in the gyms and health and wellness centers, and it's brilliant. And I have a lot of, whether they be, I work closely with an exercise psychologist, and I have business mentors and a really big network. And for me, the biggest thing was of why I've sort of gone away from that is because I learn a lot more when I just speak to people. So to me, tertiary study just a lot of the time turned me off. I was doing a more of a degree in exercise science in that years ago, and I found that it was uninspiring, because it was just, here's the textbook. Whereas Mark took time to basically just talk to you. He wasn't trying to fill your head with this is how it is and this is how. He was very respectful of, I think he was very respectful of people's intelligence already. He didn't just assume that you knew everything, but he didn't assume that you knew nothing. So I'm a very auditory learner. So it was quite valuable to have just the audio, and I would listen to that in my car, because I could drown the rest of my life out and really just basically be in conversation with him.